Mix it non-stop with the hottest DJ.
I'm your host, Joshua Diaz.
Non-stop.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Rise, idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to...
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
What up? What is up?
But I have to put her... But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
Good evening. How's everybody doing out there? Good to see you. Good to be here. You know the rules.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Unless something is really pissing me off, then I might not adhere to the rule of...
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But then, most of the time I do. I go to bed thinking...
Don't say any F's and stuff.
And then I say F's in my sleep so I don't say them here. I don't think that's such a bad thing. And if anybody could tell me if Aaron Judge signs with the San Francisco Giants before this show's over, I'd really appreciate that, because if he does, it's going to be hard to...
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be extremely difficult not to say.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But, I might. Yankees suck. Giants rule. Sign them already. Okay, sorry. I know it's not a sports show, but, I have very little in my life. I have very little that I, find entertaining, that I like as a human. Most everything kind of bores me. And as terrible as that is to say, baseball brings me joy. And then so does this. This brings me joy too. Sometimes when, I'm not messing up or Peyton's not messing something up, because, Peyton messes up stuff a lot. And he's always blaming me for it. And I'm kind of getting annoyed by it. You know what I mean? I mean, can you understand that? All right. I'm not ranting, so we don't need the rant button. Anytime, and by the way, we're gonna have to get control of that board, because he knows I can't get to him during the show, and then so he does this crap. And right, it's just annoying. I'm not ranting. That shows up out of nowhere.
Rhinoceros.
Not cool. I hope he feels better. This is the way that he gets to me. Let me see. the event list up. Oh, we gotta shout out. What's up in the house? How is loving that? Oh, we got another lab rat. People are just like, look at this. Suckamuffagus. Suckamuffagus. I think he's trying to say snuffleupagus. Yeah. Yeah. He's a normal teenager. Oh, yeah. Real. He's normal. Let me see. Suckaluphagus. I don't even know what he's. Snuffleupagus. Okay, let me see here. Crystal Angel in the house. Adriana. Carmen, what's up? Canadian Cookie, I won't say F's and stuff. I got my eye on you. Hello, Mr. Live yesterday. Nice to see you. Everybody missed it. The universe missed it. I mean, it just didn't exist. That's why you missed it. It was, what is it? Aaron Judge isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I'll like to bet you on that. Welcome new lab rats in the house. All right. Also, if oh wow, close to a year watching. I'm so sorry. I appreciate that though. Oh, you've probably seen it all. The meltdowns, the arguments, the crying, the crying. The crying about things not working. And Lisa Sund donating a beautiful membership to somebody. Thank you so much. You guys are seriously awesome. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday, but it was out of my hands. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I've cried. Yeah, I cry on the show a lot, actually. Wink at me. 8 months in the house. What's it? Yeah, I know. My kid. Oh man, does anybody remember when I door dashed my sister a plunger because her son clogged the toilet live on the air? Like, we made a whole thing out of it. I got a really nice plunger too. Like, it was a really, 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 really nice plunger. Snuffleupagus, my favorite. Well,
Suckamuffagus.
Kelly S. What's up, Kelly S? Look at it. We're just taking roll call. Look at this. We got a 2-month member in the house.
Suckamuffagus.
Yeah. Yeah, it was live on the air, right? So my sister's son clogged the crapper, and she called me while she was on air. I wonder if she still has that plunger. Hold on one second. Because that plunger, like, it was the deluxe one from Walgreens. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. I mean, we can try and call her. She probably, let's see. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's funny when like people pick up, I just go, hey, you're on the air.
What?
Hey, you're live on the air,
Yeah.
Suzanne. Hey, you're live on the air.
Hi. Oh, great.
Yeah, cool. Do you still have that deluxe plunger that I shipped you?
I do have it. Thank you so much.
It still works?
It does. And no one has not broken it. Thank God.
But has he still been clogging the toilet?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, when was the last time he clogged the toilet?
I don't know. I think it was last week. I was in my room sleeping and I heard him plunging it. It's like a weekly thing.
What, do you got a low flow toilet going on there?
No, I think it's more of like a high volume.
It's like a high.
Owen.
It's like a high area.
I have a high volume kid,
High
so
volume
that's
kids. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know if you still had that. That brought back some memories. Somebody mentioned it in the
Asked about
chat.
it?
Yeah, and I had forgotten all about it.
they were following up. That was nice of them.
Yeah, it was nice. But like, I love how like we tracked it the whole way, and because like the weird thing was, like I don't want to loan you plungers.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I mean,
But I did. That was the thing. I wrapped it in a plastic bag and I took one over there, and then he broke that one.
yeah.
So
yeah. Like I said,
he broke he broke yours. He broke mine, right?
yeah. So we had to get the industrial kind.
Yeah.
And now we're good.
So then I sent over a nice little door. Can you imagine the DoorDasher that got that order?
I wonder how often he gets stuff like that.
Probably
Or
ne-
her. I don't know. There's, you know.
Probably never.
You think? I don't know. Some people probably have problems like that.
A plunger?
Okay, maybe not. I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess you're probably at work, aren't you?
No, I'm at Costco looking at mochi.
What's that?
Mochi is like a ice cream.
Have you ever had
It's
prosciutto? Prosciutto?
Yes, it's wrapped in rice paper. Prosciutto is very good, actually.
I know. I tried to convince Peyton that it was a bat wing.
Gosh.
And
I gotta go.
I held it up to the light and I go, look, like there's the wings and the veins of the wings. And then I ate it and he looked at me literally like he just saw like a 17 car pileup.
You should not do things like that to my gullible nephew.
I know, he gets a little anxious.
That's
right.
my baby.
Love
Okay,
you.
love you. Bye.
So there you go. You know, we followed up. She still got the plunger. Owen's still clogging it. Single mom for a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love single mama for. She's a caller too. I love that. I shiz you not, says epic fail. I think she's talking about when my nephew broke the loaned plunger. That's right. It was a loaned plunger. No, I have a plunger now. I have one, but I didn't. Plunger fun and go. True crime with Eve. I know. Yeah. I am a great uncle. I could never let my nephew go just without, you know. Can we borrow your plunger? Like that's weird, right? Like is that normal? Is that normal? You know people that loan out plungers? Oh, great. Thanks, Brent. I appreciate your comment. Do you see Brent's comment? Peyton, do you see Brent's comment?
Suckamuckagus.
He sees it. I see it. Good job, Brent. Of course. Yeah. Pretty soon, Brent's going to tell us. Never mind. Not everyone is blessed with a plunger at the same time. TMI Brent. I agree. TMI Brent. But, you know, that's what we do here at the lab. We overshare and underperform. That's what I do. Oh, God, we're going on in 3 minutes. How come there's no show? Oh, did Josh have a mental breakdown? Maybe. Nobody knows. Where's Josh? I don't loan out my plunger, but then again, mine isn't a deluxe. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. K-Mitch, I mean, if you need if we're ever on the air and you need a plunger, let me know. Then you just email your address. We'll get you a plunger. I don't mind. I would never borrow a plunger. I would go to the dollar store. Okay, so here's the thing. That would work for you. My nephew, he's kind of like a big boy. Like not like fat, you know, but he's strong. And I think he just snaps the wood handles, you know, like. So I got him a titanium one. So, you know, little bit can't just be becoming a member. Am I reading this wrong? Oh, little bit's been with us forever. I rented an apartment once. It came with its own plunger. And then you just took your... I was just reading it and it disappeared. VZ, I was interested in your plunger story. And you took it from me. You took your plunger story from me. No, he doesn't have them at night. Thank God. But yeah, sorry. Yes, I probably should have posted something. We're good. Let's see. A toilet plunger looks different. Tonight's topic sure stinks. That's true. Okay, well, let's see how fast we can get this show in the... Someone needs more fiber. That's what I thought, but I'd toss out any left behind plungers. I wouldn't loan out my plunger. It sucks. I get it. That's a pun. Right? Just for people, oppositional effect coming through with the puns. At first, I almost called it a double entendre, but it's not, right? That's not a double. Is that it? No? I didn't think so. That's all right, Rena. I'm cool with it. It's cool. Did I sign the plunger? I did not sign the plunger. No. Oh, see? Look. Kayla DoorDashed a plunger. I mean, sometimes you have to. Or Uber one or something. No more cheese. I know. I think what he does is he like eats a whole loaf of bread in one night. And then like the next day, he breaks a plunger. All right. Well, I think we've kicked this one around enough, huh?
Suck-a-muck-a-gus. Rhinoceros.
Plungers are a must. That's true. Plungers are a must. Matt, what's up? Teresa, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Love you, miss you. Lovey-doveys. They didn't even grace me with a plunger on this way over. Oh, with a plunger on this way over asking price home. Be grateful out there. Please do. I am grateful. I am so grateful for the plunger that I have. So, moving on, and thank you for putting up with my ridiculousness.
Suck-a-muck-a-gus.
Okay. So I found this very, very interesting. So we're talking about the Idaho college students, unfortunately, still an unsolved case. And as every day goes by, the tension rises amongst the parents, specifically one parent who seems to want to hire a private detective. And look, I understand that this guy's having like a nightmare. It's just what is happening is a nightmare. And I understand all of what he's trying to do. I get it. But the one thing that I do really, really worry about is, and please, understand what I'm saying when I say this, so it's not taken in any way other than what it's meant to be taken in. It's not it's not his investigation. It's just not. It's his daughter, but it's not his investigation. Hiring a private detective does nothing because he'll have no access to case files, DNA, most people probably wouldn't talk to him. But I understand one thing, that this man is grieving. And he's going through what I believe is just what I would call a nightmare. But I'm telling you right now, he should stop. And he really needs to try to let the police work. I mean, he does. He really, really does. I don't want, personally, like everybody else, and he doesn't either. Nobody wants this case blown. Look, they have to find a suspect, then they have to arrest that suspect, and then they have to try the suspect, okay? You can't just go out willy-nilly, and I get it that there is no, but I can guarantee you that the police have said, hey, sir, like, you're really, really, really going to have to stop. Maybe he doesn't trust the police. What choice does he have right now? Honestly, like, what choice does he have? Holly, I mean, I get what you're saying, but what choice does he have? Somebody needs to talk to him and tell him that if he reveals too much information, first of all, that could completely compromise the investigation 100%. The reason the police are silent on this, obviously there's two reasons. One, they don't know anything. Or two, they're working on a case. I'm going to guess that they're working on the case because there's some new, sort of new-ish information out. Something that I've kind of been wondering about for some time. We'll go ahead and take a look at it right here, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
This morning, police zeroing in on the movements of two of the University of Idaho victims, Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin, the night they were murdered, looking specifically at the hours between 9 p.m. and 1:45 a.m. when the couple was believed to be at Ethan's fraternity.
Why are you looking for more information specifically about where Xana and Ethan were in regards to his fraternity house?
That actually seems to be one of the larger areas that we don't have a lot of information in. And so being able to locate what they did that night, to maybe who they contacted, maybe any routes that they took home, that would be important for the investigation.
Xana and Ethan stabbed to death less than a block away at Xana's home, along with Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, who were found on the top floor. Two roommates survived, along with Kaylee's dog, seen in this TikTok video. Authorities now say the dog was found inside the home, but in a separate room from the victims.
How important is the behavior of the dog in your investigation?
We don't believe that there was any appearance of forced entry into the home. And as well, at this time, we have not determined if the dog was inside the residence during the murders or not. What we do know is that the dog was inside when officers arrived. The dog did not appear to have any evidence on it.
Police also addressing information about the victim's manner of death after Kaylee's father said he learned his daughter's wounds were much more severe than her friends, fearing Kaylee was the target.
Please don't be my child. That's the target.
Police telling ABC News they have not provided the family with that information.
Authorities also telling me they're not attempting to refute what the family is saying. Ultimately, they want to protect the integrity of this investigation. But as time marches on, Steve tells us he's been approached by a private investigator to help solve this case.
Right. I mean, okay, so if that's not opportunistic, I don't know what is. It's 3 weeks, and I know that's an eternity for a quadruple homicide, but, you know, there's just a lot. I mean, how many times do we even have to say that? You know, let me see here. Little Bit says he wants to do the same thing to him that he's done to his daughter. He's hurting and angry. I agree. But there's an investigation that needs to happen. There's an investigation that needs to happen. Teresa says, I think the police have more than we know. They're keeping it close to the vest for a reason. I believe that they've basically, have they not said, like, look, you know, they're pouring through evidence. They're focusing on now a fraternity house. That's a half a block. That's interesting. Let me see here. I think Brian mentioned something about this just a little while ago. Let me see. Brian. I just had it up. Now I can't find it, but that's all right. There it is.
Meantime, police asking the public to help them fill in key gaps in the timeline the night that 4 students were stabbed to death as the investigation continues in Moscow, Idaho. Now, part of that timeline includes a party at a fraternity house where investigators believe Xana and Ethan were at some point before they returned home. Senior national correspondent Brian Enton is live in Moscow. And Brian, you spoke with the president of the Sigma Chi fraternity house.
Yeah, Nicole, this was our very first time speaking with the president of that fraternity. You know, they've really been under the microscope because we know 2 of the victims were at that fraternity house a short time before the murders. The president says they are fully cooperating with the police. The flag is at half-staff at the University of Idaho Sigma Chi fraternity house, the last place victims Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin were seen alive, according to police. For the first time, we are hearing from the fraternity's president.
I knew them. Ethan was always in our house. Xana was a good friend before, Ethan even came up. But that's all I really want to talk about right now because I actually have class here in like 15 minutes.
Sigma Chi President Reed Offson says the fraternity is cooperating with the investigation. The fraternity is about half a block from the house where the murders happened. Does anyone know where they were during that timeline? Like there's still this big chunk where...
As of right now, we've told Moscow PD, Idaho State Police, and the FBI all we know. We're kind of leaving it up to them to piece it together. Obviously, we don't have the utilities or resources to do it on our own, so we're just putting full faith in.
I mean, honestly, like, what the hell is this kid going to say? First of all, he's going to be nervous. I mean, he's the spokesperson for a fraternity. It's weird, right?
Officers at hand and the detectives doing it. But that's all I really know right now.
Are there any cameras around?
Not on the property.
Moscow police say they are investigating the time frame between 9 p.m. the night before the murders on November 12th and 1:45 a.m. when Ethan and Xana were believed to be at the Sigma Chi house. Meanwhile, detectives are not commenting on whether or not they are making significant progress in the case, only saying they have no suspects identified and will not release information at the risk of compromising the investigation.
So, I mean, would that not tell you that they have something? But then again, you go, well, would they even say if they didn't have some, which would be absolutely devastating to hear that. It would just cause anarchy. And I think that the police are honestly, they're trying their best to hold everything together. And they're trying to prevent leaks. They're trying to control a narrative. They're trying to work on this investigation. They're trying to somewhat cater to the parents and their dealing, they're grieving and trying to get an investigation done. I mean, the pressure on this department has to be immense. And the longer it goes on, look, if they could have solved this by now, they would have. And I think that everybody gets a false sense of that, everybody could solve this case. I don't know. And I see some people in the chat saying, I love Mr. How do we pronounce his name again? I always mess it up, and I don't want to because people get mad at me. Yeah. It's Goncalves. Goncalves, I think. I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting. Somebody said it was Portuguese. I don't know if that's true or not. Mary P says, honestly, if it were my child, her dad is being very held back compared to how I would be. Yeah, look, Goncalves. Yeah, okay. Sorry. So, Mary P, I get what you're saying. Once again, she says, honestly, if this were my child, her dad is being very held back compared to how I would be. This happens all the time. And what happens is the police get a hold of you and go, hey, let us do our job. And I can guarantee you that the police have had this conversation with him. What's this? Let me take a look here. I don't believe they have anything zero. Totally possible. What is this? Starting Wednesday morning, December. Let me put. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see this together here. Is it Portuguese? Nice. I nailed it. See, okay. Hang in. We're pulling something up. See, son of a. Okay, well, that didn't work either. Why can't I just airdrop it to myself? The airdrop on this thing sucks. Okay, it's not happening. So now I have to text it to myself, which is ghetto. Huh? No, I got it. Oh yeah, please. That'd be way better. Yes. That would be super helpful here. Great. Got it. So let's see what this is. This looks interesting. All right. So, King Road homicides, crime tips. Detectives are looking for context to the events and people involved in these murders to assist with ongoing investigation. Okay. So what is this?
Describe what is happening at the residence tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, me and my command team and other individuals will be going in to box up personal belongings of the people that live there. And we're going to be getting those items back to the families. It's time for us to get those things back that really mean something to those families and hopefully to help with some of their healing.
Why do you personally want to be involved in collecting these possessions?
We have a lot of investigators investigating, and I'm not tied into the investigation side of it where I'm physically interviewing people, and it's important to me. It's important for us as a department to go in and take care of the families and get the items for them so that they can have some of those back and some of those memories back that are fond memories. And I'm a dad. I understand the meaning behind some of those things. It may be something that we gave one of our children or something, and we're just trying to bring some of that healing.
As people learn about this stage of the investigation, what do you want to say about where you're at with the investigation?
We're at that point in the investigation where we're still gathering information, we're still gathering tips, we're still gathering evidence, we're still doing everything we need to do. But there also comes a point in time when the family needs to have those belongings back, the ones that we can get them back. They've asked for some of those things back, so we're ready to take care of that for them.
So that, I mean, that's completely interesting. I mean, they're going to give some of these items back and so on and so forth. But somehow I feel that this is kind of a message to maybe the parents. Hey, we're working as hard as we can. I mean, he's personally, I don't think he's the public information officer. I don't know who exactly he does. I know he's part of the Moscow Police Department. But I don't know in what capacity. So, but it seems as though they want to make contact with the family. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. And I think one of the reasons maybe that they can't share a lot of stuff with the family is maybe they are looking at everybody. I just don't think that they're really interested in sharing much. And it's kind of hard to blame them. But this is an ongoing investigation. Like, I just don't see how a private investigator is going to change anything. I just don't. Possibly get in the way. The police aren't going to work with the private investigator. I mean, the FBI is involved. God knows how many agencies are involved. I mean, they have profilers out there. They have, but now they're really narrowing in on this house and this timeline from the Sigma Chi fraternity that was half a block away from where the couple was. And it could very well be that they're just they were at a party. And I mean, look, that's all speculation. Like, who knows what happened, but it is very interesting that they're looking into this. And now they're kind of clamping down, like, trying to get specifics. And then that interview, which was just so weird. Like, that interview was odd to say the least, with whoever. Who was he? The president? Was that what he was? The president of the fraternity? I think that's who he was. But it's weird. It's just weird. Just every day it gets a little weirder and a little weirder. And Strawberry Kisses, 7-month member. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Let me read this here. Wow. Yeah, that's really sad news. I mean, like, pulling this up. I am curious to know what people think. Like, when we're talking about I understand that the father's extremely upset. Like, I understand that. And he has every right in the world to be angry and upset. I think he's talking too much. I think that he's making it more difficult to not only solve, but to prosecute the case. I think he's making a problem. And now you have people going, well, he knows a little bit too much about this crime. Is he involved? And welcome to the internet, you know. Spin the wheel and it's going to come up. It's going to come up in your with your name eventually. And, you know, you have people going on News Nation now saying, hey, you know, my buddy was like, hey, I thought, I don't know any of that. I don't know about Jack in Africa, if he refused to give DNA. I don't know if he's in Africa. I don't know any of that. I have no clue. What I do know is it's easy for me to say stop, because it wasn't, you know, my child. So I understand that aspect of it too. And I sympathize and you know, my heart goes out to any grieving parent. You know, I'm a father of two boys, and I would be devastated. And I'd have to probably be talked down a lot. But I also think that it's wrong for these news outlets to shove a camera and a microphone in the grieving, angry father's face. Like, what's more important, the sound bites or solving the investigation? And YouTube and mainstream media are really no different. They're no better, no worse. It's all the same. Attention is attention. And it's like, you know, it's, I don't know. I have no idea. I just get so worried about, I've just seen it fall apart before. He's grieving so bad, we have no idea. He had to see his dead daughter before she was cremated. It's easy for us to judge him. And Kayla, I'm not judging him at all. I'm not judging him in any way, shape, or form. I'm not. He has every right to be upset. He has every right to be angry. But I just know that this cannot be helping the investigation. People are in his ear saying, hey, they're not going to solve this, man. You're going to have to take control of this. Yeah, it's like, you're going to have to take control. Travis, I do too, by the way. I do believe an arrest is coming very soon. I think I said, a week and a half ago that it was going to be a week and a half. You know, I'm wrong again. But I do believe an arrest is coming, and I do believe that this case gets solved. I truly, truly do. I think that there is just too much evidence at that crime scene. Okay, I agree with that, Josh. That is different than a parent trying to get the killer of their child off the streets. If they would do a better job. Well, I mean, I don't know. We don't know first of all, we don't know what kind of job they're doing. I'm under the impression that they're working the case and they're working it, and that, you honestly, and I get it. People say, well, what if they don't trust the police? You know what? I mean, there's nothing I can tell you. Let's see. He's not looking for attention. He's looking for answers, but he needs to let them do the investigation. My heart breaks for the families. They have a sus in mind. I don't think he's looking for attention at all. And I don't think he's like like he's doing anything intentionally to hurt anything. And, none of this is attention seeking. He's angry. He's upset. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Saying with the families, well, yeah, at least he's doing more than. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Da-da. Let's see. Natalia, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Travis says the parents are the ones that ask for the stuff back. The parents are the ones that ask for the stuff. It's their stuff to give it to him. That's why he's giving it back, because they asked. Yeah, I mean, they want the stuff back. I don't. Okay, we're going to try this again, Travis, without me. My eye. We're going to do this again, all right? Normally, it's a one-shot Eminem style. No? All right. Nobody gets that. Nobody will get that in real time, and the chat's behind. So then, like, here in, like, 20 seconds, people are like, oh, I get it. Ha, 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 ha. All right, Travis. Hold on. Trav. Hold on, bud. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. All right, Travis got my Harry Potter glasses on now. All right. The parents have been asking for the stuff, so they decided to give the stuff back tomorrow. Backing it up. What's that? Travis? Backing it up. I hope people understand that I don't think people comprehend it very well for many reasons, Travis, but I understand what you're saying. He's a wordsmith. The parents have been asking for the stuff, so they decided to give the stuff back tomorrow, backing it up. I don't know what's the backing it up part. Be Botanical, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's painful to my mind and heart thinking about any in their position. They just want to know. I know. Travis, where are you, buddy? Come on. Muscles and mascaras in the house. What's going on? All right. Down with the Harry Potter glasses. Amy says his heart was broken. He was jealous, and Kaylee was likely taking Murphy with her to Texas. So custody was what he wanted. What is that? Did I miss something? Maybe I did. Thank you, Wink at me. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Did Travis dip on me? I think I got the gist of what he was saying, but at the same time, I didn't get the gist. You know what I mean? I got it, but I didn't get it. Oh, we like the Harry Potter glasses. Harry Potter rocks. All right, fine. Harry Potter. 'Tis a tale as old as time. He's using... Where the Wind Blows is a little bit behind in the chat. Gather around the fire. Stupid. Glasses and mascara. I don't have. Punctuation is still important, but you didn't even use a period. You didn't use a period, Kat. Should have used a period. Period. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that Labradoodle. I don't think he was much of a barker, but they're saying that he wasn't even that he wasn't there or something. I don't know. Or that he was in a different room. All right, back with the glasses here. Here we go. All right. Remember, I turned 37 this year, so I feel honestly, I could be a grandpa in the next 4 years. Let's see. You're hot. Oh, thank you. I really honestly didn't even mean to click on that. Look, I'm clicked on something else and it just popped up. You're hot. That's tight. Thank you. Not everything has to be formal. Whatever happened to the glove Chris found? I don't know. I think it's in evidence still. 113, right? Was that 113 or 114? 114? What do we have here? 113? 14? Come on. Work with me, people. 113? Nita Rose says, until you lose a child, you can't imagine the devastating emotions. It's like you're on a roller coaster. Anger is part of the grieving process. 110%. 110%. I was thinking about, I know, that's what I was thinking, the same thing. God, like, that would just be, that poor dog and that house. That house. Linda and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about Chris Watts' house, how it sold, right? It was like, and I was trying to think, like, I don't even think I could live like in that area. I wouldn't want to live on that block. Not only would I not want to live in the house that's there, even if it was demolished. Even if the house was demolished and a new house was put up, I still wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to live on that block. I just can't imagine. Like, that's just like, I'm not like a big spiritual guy, but, you know, I like, when I say I'm not a big spiritual guy, like, I avoid that stuff on purpose because it kind of scares me. I believe in the afterlife and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, it's just like I don't do paranormal very well. Like I watch The Conjuring, and I like. Did anybody ever watch The Sixth Sense? Like that movie, An Interview with the Vampire. So stupid. But like those two movies terrified me as a kid. And I don't know what exactly about Interview with the Vampire terrified me. Probably the costumes and makeup. But like or maybe it was it Christian Bale that was in that? Who's the dude the interview? Christian Slater. Yeah, Christian Slater bothered me more than any of them. And he was normal. But Sixth Sense, man, like that was just gnarly, you know? It just freaked me out. I hated it. So I don't really do paranormal very well. Like, I'm scared of it. Interview with a Vampire was awesome. Do you remember when Oprah was like supposed to go see it and she like walked out? And then Tom Cruise got like mad at her for doing that. Yeah, Sixth Sense scared the F out of me. Interesting. The F, you say? Is that what you said?
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Scared the F.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Knock it off. Yeah, the whole I see dead people thing, it was just like, it just all really, it's just really weird. Do you really think that they will, though? I mean, I would hope. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong's good stuff, huh? Muscles in Mascara says, Hope you're doing well, Josh. Hope everyone in chat also happy to be here. You get one shot. Oh, she caught it. Shout out to all the lab rats. Hey. Hey. That's right, Caleb. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
It's such a weird name. Even when I say it out loud, I still laugh. I love both movies. I didn't say that I didn't love the movies. They just scared me. I was terrified. And my sister made me watch them. That stuff doesn't scare me. Well, Holly, not all of us can be troopers. You know what I mean? I get really scared. Horror movies scare me. I love movies that get me in the end. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's exactly what that did. Wonder Twin says, I live in an old Victorian and it scares me. It scares me to be alone. How could it not? Especially if you watch that movie. Dude, Interview with the Vampire was bad. It was not a good movie. It was a good movie, but it wasn't a good movie. CM said this case will be solved really soon, in his opinion. Yeah, I agree with that. I really haven't talked much to him about this case. A little bit, and I haven't watched the show from yesterday, but yeah, I agree. I agree with him too. Yeah. Let's see. The only one I have watched is the Blair Witch Project, which bad production. That did me in. Yeah, the Blair Witch Project was pretty gnarly. I'm scared of the dark too. Let's see. All right. Let's just take a listen.
At this point, we've been talking about these murders for over 3 weeks. Is there a chance the attacker did not have a specific target in mind, or based on Kaylee's injuries and the new things we're learning from her family, do you think the attacker did have her in mind specifically?
Well, based on the distinction in the injury patterns to Kaylee, those injury patterns from what's being reported appear to be more severe and different than the other victims. And when we would go into crime scenes, we would look at the wounds, the pathology of the wounds, and try to discern, was the offender after just one victim? And that's where the offender would focus their time and their attention. And oftentimes that was manifested in the number of injuries, the type of injuries, how the victim was placed at the crime scene. So that oftentimes is a way for profilers and detectives to discern who was the victim, who was the targeted victim. But I will also say this, there is evidence of planning in this crime scene. This offender brought the weapon with him, didn't grab something out of the kitchen drawer, or at least we're not advised that that happened. So brought a weapon, knew how to get in, and knew how to get out of that residence. And so the most important part of the crime is attacking the victims. So it doesn't make sense that in a planned crime scene, the offender just kind of wings it when it comes time to go after the victim, but does all the rest of the planning. So for those reasons, I would say the offender knew who was going to be targeted at the point where they entered the home.
All right, so do you think, how much planning is it possible that went into this, especially if you think that he knew one of these victims and it appears that Kaylee was targeted?
Well, certainly enough planning to be successful. And I think that there was knowledge of the inside of that house in order to move around with the furniture there and people leaving things on the floor and so forth. So to me, I would certainly be looking at whether or not that offender had been inside that house on a previous occasion. Mm-hmm. And I think it's also likely that that offender has been around that house on previous occasions, just to know in real time, it's called real time as opposed to 2 weeks ago, what the intelligence is in terms of what's going on inside that house. So all of that falls under the category of planning.
Right. And we were just looking at video there of Kaylee with her dog. And, I know that there were reports that the dog didn't bark. I feel like, that likely gives investigators some information there. Mary, how does someone brutally kill 4 people in what is presumably an extremely bloody crime scene and not have an evidence trail that leads right to them?
Well, there's definitely going to be forensic evidence at this crime scene, and that can include fingerprints, hairs, fibers, footprints, and of course, the gold standard, which is DNA. So it's very likely that when this offender left the crime scene, they would have had blood on them. And it's also very likely that this offender cut themselves during the crime because of the excessive amount of stabbing that probably took place. The hand slides down on the blade and cuts the hand of the offender, and there's blood deposited at the crime scene. But if the offender did do even more planning than I'm describing here, it is possible that they left even a change of clothes somewhere outside of the home so that they're not running down the street with bloody clothes. So I don't want to be speculative about this, but there are ways that they can mitigate that risk level once they exited that home.
Mm-hmm. Mary, last question for you. We don't have a lot of time. You're a former FBI behavior analyst. How concerned are you that there has been no suspect named?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that somebody who had the capabilities of doing this, committing these murders, is still capable of killing again. And that's very concerning. But I understand the police are being very cautious, and they should be. But possibility for additional assaults or murders for me is very concerning.
Yeah, we certainly don't want to see that. Mary O'Toole, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to.
So, you know, I understand what she's saying, but at the same time, you know, all that is speculative, but there's forensics in that house. There is I truly think that this is gonna get solved, and like I said, soon. I don't know soon, but I would think maybe soonish. I hope so. But I think that there's a lot out there. Yeah. Zero. You're not going to make any friends saying that. Yes, but awareness is a huge thing. I mean, it just is, but does, you know, it's a discussion for a different day. Travis, I might read your comment if I can. Marine Corps knife. Yeah. Marine Corps knife. This guy had knowledge. It's just creepy. His type of knowledge that worries me. Yeah, that's true too. Nerdy Girl says, I definitely believe the person knew their way around that house. Josh, is it true each door had keypad locks on them? If so, that would also be telling. So they used to. I don't know if they still do. And they're not, like, there's pictures of the inside of the house that did have that, but I don't know. All right, Travis. Military style. Down it goes. I'm not reading. Okay, I'll do it. Jack's parents are doctors, and Jack's parents go to Africa a lot, so that's why it makes sense that he's in Africa, because the students don't have to go back to school. Gotcha. Mel 077 says, I think they have a suspect in mind. What? I think that they have a suspect in mind and just waiting for one piece of the puzzle. I think so too. A K-bar knife. What's a K-bar knife? I only know what a fixed one is. I know it's like I knew it was a fixed blade knife, which means it wasn't retractable. That's what I do sort of. No, that okay, so here's a wonderful comment. Families need to get into therapy. That will help the most. If they have not if they have not been in therapy, and at least offered it, just anything, grief. I'm sure that grief counseling, it's just terrible. Just terrible. Oh, like a Rambo knife. Yeah. That's what they're saying. It's interesting that the one person was cleared. It's interesting that one person was cleared and the person has disappeared. Why would you run? Why would you hide? Yeah, I agree. Military hunting knife. I hope they can see that if anyone in that area has ordered a knife, like the one from Amazon recently, since they had no luck asking the local stores. Yeah, that's true too. Okay, that's just a brand name. Okay. I'm not a big knife guy. Like, I don't really know much about knives. Like, I have specific knives. I don't hunt. I don't bow hunt. I don't knife hunt. I don't do any kind of hunting. I don't hunt because, first of all, I get absolutely no pleasure from it. And I usually just buy meat at the store. The knife could have been a family member for all we know. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I also agree. I think that is why that they're holding a lot of this information back. I've been a firm believer on this from day one. They're not going to give anything, even to the parents, the grieving parents. They're not going to tell them anything that would, because you could obviously see that with them being emotional the way that they are and getting information from others that, they're putting it out there. You had one of the sisters basically trying to solve the case the next day. And by the way, I understand it. I get it. Don't come after me for it. But you gotta, this is their investigation. This is one of those power struggles between police and parents that happens in a lot of cases, specifically behind the scenes and not out in the public for everybody to consume, because most of these crimes aren't publicized the way that they are. But I mean, look, my family went at it with the police when my mother was killed, because it was felt that they didn't do enough to protect her or, our family. And that was actually obviously a long time ago, but it wasn't an unsolved murder either. It was solved after a week. I mean, there were eyewitnesses and all that kind of stuff, but so you get what I'm saying? Like, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. Like people fight with the police over investigations, and it happens all the time. But this is a very high profile case, and now, everybody and their mother has an opinion about it, including me. But to be honest with you, like, I'll just tell you this, my opinion is I don't know. I don't have a good theory. I don't know. I don't have a good theory. I don't have a step-by-step in my head. I think that they were targeted, one specifically, and that's about all I can really come up with. You know, I go back and forth on it. Like, I was looking at a 3D thing of the house the other day, and I was like, what the hell am I looking at this for? Because I'm going, okay, like, I don't know anything about, like, the path that a murderer would take. He could jump off the balcony for all I know. You know, I mean, he could walk out the front door for all I know. He had navigated the house. I mean, honestly, there's a million things that he could have done. So to act like I, you know, have some sort of insight is like, it's like, oh man, I made a 3D model out of Legos, and you're like, who cares? What is that like? What is that going to tell you? Oh, he could have went here, he could have went there, he could have went there, or she. Okay, I get it, or she. Let's see what I'm focused on Travis tonight. Let's see. I mean, yeah, therapy is great, but what are we attacking the parents for speaking up? Let's just not say nothing. Let's not say anything. Let's just go our little cubby hole and be quiet. That's kind of out of context, right? No, let's just be quiet. Let's not say anything. I'll talk about the case. Yeah, well, just leave town. Won't talk about it. Let's see. Quit picking on the parents. The parents have the right to speak up. I'm tired of it. They're the victims. They lost their child. What would you do if you lost your child? Hey, Travis, first of all, relax. And second of all, I am not picking on anybody at all. Not one person. I'm not blaming the parents. But whether you like it or not, Travis, this is the police's investigation. Okay? They're the ones that have to do this. You know? I'm not picking on the parents. I'm simply saying that this is something that happens all the time. All the time. We're just watching it publicly. And I can guarantee you that they have said to them, hey, can you stop, please? We're working this case. If this was my daughter or son that was murdered, I'd be a lot louder. But it's not, Travis. It's not. It's not yours. And it's not your investigation, nor is it mine. The victims deserve justice. The families of the victims deserve justice. And they can grieve and they can be angry. But there's more people involved than just his daughter. That's all I'm saying. That's it. You know, I'm not saying he's nuts. I'm not saying anything. I know he's pissed off. I get it. I think Travis is just upset with the whole process. Well, I mean, what are you going to do, right? Okay. It not only is it not going to help, it's going to mess everything up. Sorry to say. And that's just the long and short of it, dude. That's just the long and short of it. All right, well, have fun. Just like, I don't even know what to say. I appreciate you being here, Travis. I think him and Waylon are probably in a Mexican prison somewhere. Yeah, Linda says, no one's saying that can't talk, but compromising case for all of the victims is not okay. He's not in the right state of mind because his daughter was killed, violently killed. The private investigator thing will do nothing. They do not have access to the case files. They'll never have it. Never. Yeah, but where the wind blows, how do we know that? We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. And I've heard this, that people are saying, you know, they're not going to solve this case, and they're riling him up. They're riling this man up who's already grieving and tell him he needs to hire a private investigator, and so on and so forth. Okay, well, while you're at it, contact Matlock and Perry Mason too. I mean, seriously, like Travis, I'm not trying to mock you here, but like, come on now. Let's be reasonable. Where the wind blows, but how do you know that? How do you know that? We don't know. It's just, you know, you got to think you got to think that this is one part of the process. One part of the process. This is a multi-level process. I mean, it just goes on and then on, and eventually, you know, Brent says no caffeine after 4 p.m. I agree. Sometimes when I do that, I get squirrely. Like, I'm like, oh man, I've been having a lot of caffeine today. Playing Duck Duck Goose with a serial killer. Bad idea. I think mass murderer. Yeah, dog is not like a... What the hell's dog the best? Dude, get him, Waylon. Yes, I think so. The DA has to be ready for a legal battle. Big time. He's definitely not, Travis. He's definitely not. Like, I like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Where are my bounty hunter glasses? Nah, it's all right. I'll find them. I'll wear them tomorrow. Just for you. Oh, Travis. All right. Let's see. Cops don't want a reward. I don't know if that's true or not. Dog for president, he qualifies. Yes, send him, please. I'll meet him there. It's funny because like people come into the chat and they're like, "Oh my God, you're talking about this horrible subject, and like, how could you, like, laugh or anything?" Like, I'm not laughing at the situation ever. I'm not laughing at victims. I'm not laughing at anything. Most everything that we talk about is terrible. I'm sure most people would be going to prison when finding out the killer because the killer messed up their lives in one night. I agree. The dad said, told him, I don't know. Is Travis new? Welcome, Travis. We love you, buddy. You know, it's all right. Wow. No, Hogan. Yeah, that was Hogan. That wasn't. It's serious. That's why they use glasses on. Without humor, the subject. Yeah, I just, you know. Somebody said, "Oh, I saw somebody say that. Oh, he's talking about movie titles." I just want to know how Travis is typing all these paragraphs so fast. I don't know. And Vroom says again, if true, Dad gave description of crime scene situations that I'd imagine LE would want to have wanted to keep publicly non-disclosed as a way to determine if a suspect was definitely at the scene. He has said things about the crime scene that I don't know if they're true or if they aren't. But you can't do that. And all that's going to do is bring speculation on him. Like I'm telling you, I'm seeing people start turning on the dad. And I hate that because please take that lady off the screen, Josh. Let's see. Only because Little Bit asked. What about that lady? Take her off the screen. I mean, unfortunately, should I take her off the screen? I'm not going to do that. All right, I'll take her off. She gone now. Oh, this is interesting.
Life ain't so private anymore, and for crime fighters, that's a good thing. The FBI has now taken cell phone tracking to the next level with a system called CAST. It stands for Cellular Analysis Survey Team, and my next guest knows it well. Tracy Walder is a former special agent with the FBI and former staff operations officer at the CIA's Counterterrorism Center. She's used cell phone towers to locate suspects in the United States and overseas, including terrorists. So, Tracy, for lack of a better description, it's almost like if you're a monkey swinging from trees, you leave the one cell phone tower just as soon as the next.
Banfield is nuts. Right?
Next one comes into closer approximation, and that's effectively what you're.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree with you.
Phone is doing as you move from tower to tower as well. Shouldn't we therefore know where Ethan and Xana were if they had phones on them, and I'm guessing they did, in that 4-hour and 45-minute block where apparently there just doesn't seem to be a timeline for them?
First of all, thank you for having me, Ashley. And it's, you know what, it's funny, I just used this exact technology actually to arrest 3 fugitives 2 summers ago. And so it works. And one of the things I've always said about this particular crime is I am very shocked that we haven't solved it because of the propensity of 20-year-olds to use cell phones. And so I would think that cell phone data would be very, very critical in terms of locating particularly Xana and Ethan. But on the flip side, you know, an absence of data might also indicate a suspect as well.
So tell me a little bit about the CAST group and how sophisticated and advanced they are, because I've been covering trials for a long, long time, and cell phone pinging often is evidence in a trial, but then sometimes it's really questionable and some things have been overturned. So is it getting better? Is it great? And could it really be a boon to this case?
So I think it's getting better. Obviously, it has had some challenges in court, and I think any new technology is going to do that. It's going to be challenged in court. DNA was challenged in court when it first came out, and now it's really the gold standard. And I think this technology will emerge as the gold standard because rather than really just looking at one cell phone tower, it's really geolocating the data from multiple cell phone towers, which does give a more accurate location of someone. However, it's very, very new. And so I do think that moving forward in this case, it's probably going to be extremely useful, not necessarily in bringing a suspect to trial, but in at least identifying a person of interest. I think that's where it's going to be the most useful.
Or helping know where Ethan and Xana were in that 4-hour and 45-minute black hole. They only see them, from 8 till 9 at the Sigma Chi fraternity house, and then 1:45 a.m. they're home. So somewhere, if these kids were carrying phones. But the other question is, if this killer was really good at plying his trade and he shut off his phone, if he even had one, does your phone still emit anything? And while you're at answering that question, how about one of these, your Apple Watch? Not everybody thinks to shut off their Apple Watch.
You're absolutely right. Not everybody thinks to shut off their Apple Watch, or even if you have air tags and things of that nature, people don't forget to sort of either throw those out, put those someplace else. So yes, if you have your phone off, yes, if you're not taking off your Apple Watch, of course, that could be an issue. However, if someone's going to the trouble of doing that, my guess is that they shut everything off. And if everything's shut off, no, you're not going to get data. But I think where that could be useful, and we've used this before, particularly in locating terrorists and terrorist networks, is actually what I mentioned before, that absence of data. So if you have a phone that's been relatively active around the area, that's all of a sudden inactive for a period of 3 or 4 hours, that can actually kind of put one's antenna up and make one look a little bit deeper into that person.
30 seconds left, but if the kids had a Wi-Fi network in the house, as I am certain they must have, and the killer had been there before and had been on the Wi-Fi at some point, that phone would have automatically connected to the Wi-Fi. And police can see that, can't they? They can see if a brand new phone shows up and connects to that Wi-Fi automatically, unbeknownst to the killer, at somewhere around 3 in the morning.
They absolutely should be able to see that. And my guess is they've already it's probably one of the first things that they did was look at Wi-Fi connections. And I noticed there's that kind of infamous picture of the no signal detected in terms of the Wi-Fi. So they obviously took it offline and then were able to get whatever accessed that Wi-Fi. So I'm 100% sure that they would have that data.
I hope so, Tracy, but I watched a question come at a press.
Yeah, Banfield was the other day going, does the FBI know about forensic forensic cell phone data, towers, She's like, I really hope that they know this stuff. And you're just like, Banfield? Come on, Banfield. Get it together. I just found that weird. Travis is having a mental breakdown. Unreal. I've never seen anyone wearing. Oh, to bed? Is that what we're talking about? No, that's just. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's all right, dude. I get it, Travis. Everybody, it sucks, man. I get it. It's a terrible, terrible thing. People can call me whatever they want. They can threaten me all they want. You can say whatever. Yeah, he's definitely having problems. Okay. It's all right, Travis. Yeah, she has been kind of weird lately, huh? She's been a bit odd, but yeah. I wear my Apple Watch, but not to bed, and most of the time I even forget that I'm wearing it. All right. Is Kayla having a breakdown? It's everybody. Come on, man. Nobody's telling the parents what to do. Thomas Randall says this guy must type 300 words a minute. Yeah, I agree. It's just interesting. It's interesting. Nobody's trolling you. I'm locked in. All right, here we go. 99% of you on here are trolls, so don't tell me that I'm a troll. The problem is you don't want to hear the truth. Say the truth hurts. All right, Travis. I've been with you for the whole time. And I respect you, bud, but we're going to have to time you out for a second. Just breathe, all right? Loving it. pig just goes for the. Sorry. I know. I had to use my block function because he's stressing me out. He was stressing me out a little bit too. I get it though. Nobody else is a troll. I'm not a troll. None of us are troll. But Dad has referred to things, memorial, although inadvertently, Ellie is not disclosed, and which may have been a fact to nail perp suspects on when interviewed by LE. That doesn't help. It certainly doesn't help. It certainly does not help. Travis, no one is attacking you. Okay. It's all right, Travis. Love America's not a troll. I'm not a troll. None of us are trolls. My bad. I asked if he was a troll. Lilacs. I knew Lilacs was behind this. Travis did go off the rails. But Lovely, you were encouraging him. Was Lovely not? You were encouraging him. No? And then now you're like, Travis went off the rails. I understand. It's all right. But you did encourage that. I'm like 6'2". I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Okay. I mean, we are literally off the rails right now. Alicia, it is very disheartening that these police are just now asking for info from the public 3 weeks into the case. They should have done that 3 weeks ago. Isn't it though, like that they're asking for the timeline of the sorority house or fraternity house, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're chilling. I honestly was trying to help him through it. I wouldn't want to be in those parents' shoes either. I agree. I said that. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, but Alicia, what if this is where the investigation has led them? I mean, that's possible, right? That's possible, I think. Okay, jeez. Chat is off the hook. Oh my God. Somebody just says I miss Travis. I mean, I could send you where he is if you want. Travis just needs to calm down tonight. And Travis is welcome back, but not tonight. No, Kayla, you're not timed out. Sometimes I like Ashley Banfield. Other times she makes my skin crawl, like when she tried to weasel victim mother on the phone, call into revealing things by playing on mom's grief anxiety. Yeah, I've seen her do stuff like that before too. Oh, Lex is in the house. Does anyone know how Kaylee's sister was able to correct the timeline? I don't know. I don't know how she was able to do that, or if that's what. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my God, chat is going too fast. I know. I've created a monster tonight. It was interesting. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to like. Yes, she can be very aggressive. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Absolutely. And working on the Summer Wells podcast as well. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk more about this. And maybe we won't go off the rails. as much? That's my fault. I'm the conductor. Huh? Yeah, where's Coy Boy? Why don't he get his ass in here and he can talk some crap too? No, Travis didn't stir the pot. Travis made the food, stirred it, and served it. I know, I got distracted by Travis too. I'm sorry. Thank you all so much for the soup. Where's Travis gone? I don't know. Somewhere good, hopefully. He'll be all right. Thank you so much for the new memberships, the super chats, the super stickers. Only one person got timed out tonight. Look, these are very, very sensitive issues, and we're all entitled to our opinion. Nobody's being disrespectful to the family. Nobody's being disrespectful to the father. Fact of the matter is, I can guarantee you that the cops don't want him talking the way that he is talking. I tend to trust the police. Yeah, I like Coy Boy too. I just don't know where he is. He's always floating around somewhere. Get it?
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There is not, really? This to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Best.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
Not, really? This to me.
Air hugs, baby. Thank you, B Potato. Thank you. I think so.
Right.
He really is a fishy one.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Hey, how about tomorrow, same time? No, 7:30. Let's do 7:30.
Live from the
I'll put it up
Production
tonight.
Studios, you're in the lab with your host,
And I may or may not
Diaz.
show up.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
No, I'll be here.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about
What up, the jab? I know. It does go hard.
But I have to.
Hustles and Mascara working hard on it. It's going to be awesome. 7:30 tomorrow. West Coast time. And by that time, I bet you Aaron Judge is a giant. I bet you anything Aaron Judge is a giant tomorrow. Guaranteed.
On the side and worry about the boys.
I did it again. I got too into it. I started the outro too soon. So we're going to have to sit here for another cycle through. I want everybody that's here and that watches this to please go to my clip channel. Mods, put it in the chat, please. Let's get it to 1,000, and we're gonna start. We have tons of stuff cut up, ready to go. It's gonna be a great channel, probably a little funnier than this channel because apparently people get mad. You know what I mean? Mad. Hi, Grammy B. Yeah, you want to bet? He's gonna be a giant. Are you a Yankee fan, Lila? Are you a Yankee fan? No, I don't drink, but thank you. Okay, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that, guys. Oh my God, Mormon got busted. Too many kids. Yeah. Thank you for. Okay, let's just. guys. Have a good night.